Hi guys, well I thought what I might do is tell you a little bit about how we go about making a book. Not the whole sort of how do we write it and all that sort of stuff, but in terms of how we go about producing it. It might be something that some of you have not done before, and who knows, it might even be a little bit interesting. So basically, once we've got the artwork all done on the computer, we send it to the printing company and they send us a set of proofs that look a bit like this. And what we do is, or what they do actually, we send it to them in order, not surprisingly, page 1 right through to page 180, and then they do a thing called, they make an imposition. So they impose it in a way where when they put it on the printing press, all the pages are in the right places, because if you imagine you've got a spread like this, and you've got other pages in front of it, of course they don't print it page 2 right next to page 1, they print page 1 next to page 180, and then they print page 2 and page 179 and that sort of thing. So when we look at the printing proofs, some of the pages are upside down, some of them are in all the wrong order. It's quite difficult to check. So you've got one set of pages along here, which are the right way around, but then these set of pages here are upside down, then the right way around again, and then upside down again. And this is the first time we ever get to see the book printed out in colour and on a stock, like the paper style, or the type of paper that it's actually going to be printed on. It's not the exact stock, I don't think, but suddenly instead of it being just a laser run out or a colour proof out of a colour copy machine, it's actually sort of a textured, what we call uncoated stock. In other words, it feels slightly rough rather than just normal sort of paper. So we look through every single page and we see if we can find any mistakes. And of course, in the first set, we did find a few things that we weren't quite happy with. Some of the pictures came up a little bit darker than we would have liked. There are a few other little technical things, all things that we could have just gone with, but I didn't want to be haunted by every time I look at this book, I noticed that there was something about it that wasn't exactly how I wanted it to be. Now, the problem is when you get one of these proofs, as you can see here, and there's a whole bunch of pages on there, if you make just one change to one page, inevitably what they want to do is spit out another proof. So each of these proofs is worth quite a bit of money. And so, just to get another set of proofs done is about another $500 just to kind of get some basic changes done. So there's quite a lot involved. And I'll talk you through some of the pictures, that we've changed just out of interest. So on this first spread, and you can see what's happened is, so this one here, we've noticed that the metal for the 6-foot track has come up quite dark. So we wanted to make that a little bit clearer. What else have we got on this one? In this page here, I wasn't actually happy with the fact that some of the letters seem to sort of go into each other. So I've drawn on it here, but the Z and the Y, the letters were touching, and they're the kind of little things that we pick up on. This photo here from the Pitchy Ritchie Marathon was starting to get a little bit dark. The paper on this page, these diary pages have got a lot of texture in them, but some of them were quite light. So you look at this one here, it's quite light, and then by comparison, this one here's got an awful lot of texture and it's very dark. So we wanted to change that. This picture here looks quite good and it's supposed to be moody, but it was just getting a little bit too dark. And when I was talking before about the imposition, that's the page that goes next to it. So you go, okay, it's very difficult to check when you're going, okay, well, that page doesn't actually go there next to it. That page there will actually appear here. And the same thing goes with the front cover, where we're checking the colours and everything. And particularly, we want to look at the last book as well and make sure that the colour on the spine is the same as the colour there. I think that's looking pretty close. This sort of texture in here is looking about the same as the texture in there. And that when it sits on your shelf, if you've got the whole set, that these two look, quite similar. I think you'll agree we've sort of got them, working about right. So there you go, that's where we're up to with the book. We've got the set of printers proofs here. I'm signing them off this morning, so they go down to the printing place. They get the whole printing machine set up and ready to actually, ka-chunk, ka-chunk, I call it. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, the machine pops them out the other end. And they'll be printing a whole bunch off, so maybe I'll take the camera down with me then and you can have a look at how they come off the press and if we have any last minute tweaks to the colour or anything like that.